What's up everyone, Super Auto Gaming here, and today I buy every shrimp. So the rules for this are, every shrimp that I see I must buy, every shrimp that I buy I must keep, and I must get at least one level 3 shrimp. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? Wrong. Just kidding, it was actually pretty straightforward. And shrimp is honestly not a bad unit at all. I used to think that it was like downright awful, but the more that I play it, the more that it seems fairly good. Honestly, too good. I've said this before, but I think shrimp is actually too good. It gives you too much health. So at a point, you kind of just don't need it. It gives all your things so much health and you're just like, well, I'm done with you now. But that makes it really good in my eyes. So I used to rate it probably like D or F tier, but I think people just don't play buy-sell builds a lot, or they don't play dog, and I'm actually playing this on expansion, so this works with Buffalo as well. But it pairs very well with those units, so regardless, I'm going to buy every shrimp that I see. And this run was actually kind of weird, because I thought on standard, like, it would probably work better for standard, and it just didn't. And I don't know why. I feel like that happens with some runs. Like, I'll do like 10 in standard and be like, oh my goodness, this challenge is really hard. Switch to expansion, win the first time, or vice versa. Of course, if I can't buy the shrimp as well, I will freeze it and buy it next turn. I think the problem with, if I try to make this any harder than it is, then I just won't be able to win. Or I probably still could, but I would just get extremely lucky. Like, you'd see a run where I never have to freeze shrimp or anything like that. So, I mean, it's just like, it's just going to take longer for me. That's all it is. But yeah, I really like shrimp. I don't think he's bad at all. And especially with some of the new units in Pack 3 or custom packs, shrimp is very, very good. It pairs very well with some of those guys. So you'll probably see a lot more of him once people finally start to figure it out. Either that or he's going to get nerfed into the ground like everything that I love in this world. It's actually surprising, no Bluebird in this game. Because Bluebird works very, very well with shrimp. Of course, you get the attack from Bluebird and you get the health from shrimp. So it was very surprising to see this game do so well with no Bluebird at all. So that was also weird. And then, of course, I'm playing a dog, which is I'm notorious for hating on dog. So, but the two pair very nicely. We get a little bit of a mommy milk action in there. A very good buy-sell unit, of course. And thankfully, our dog is hitting most of its attack buffs. You can see we have a meat bone on it as well, so if it does get a lot of health from shrimp, then it kind of counteracts. But look at this, our units are already very, very big for this turn. Of course, we do have a level 3 fish, so that helps out immensely. And then, of course, having TRex in this pack works very, very nicely also. TRex, of course, gives everything +2 attack, +1 health, and the +2 attack works very, very well with shrimp. You know, just everything works well with shrimp. What am I supposed to say at this point? But yeah, we're getting another one here. Turn 8, 4 wins. It's kind of expected. And you know, in most of the runs where if I were to get multiple of the same unit, like say if I were to need one level 3 shrimp and, you know, have to start up another one, those games I normally just lose, like straight up lose. And I think it's just because when you play with I'll say the more bad units, I was like trying to figure out how to word that. When you play with the units that aren't as good as the other ones, we'll say, it's really hard to afford another slot for something like Skunk or TRex. Like, how am I supposed to replace one of those? Of course I could replace fish, but I want to replace fish with something that'd probably be good. We're actually not going to get Buffalo in here either, because at this point I feel like we don't need it. Our last spot needs to be a buy-sell slot, so we can't fit the Buffalo in. But TRex works perfectly here. The only problem about T-Rex with these challenges is that if I have 3 gold and I see a shrimp, then I still have to buy it. So T-Rex is like a very high risk, high reward when doing this challenge. It's also really cool when you do the I buy every... you know, I still, after all of this time, I still don't have like a good way to say it. When you do an I buy every challenge, the way that you have to play is so much different than you would be playing normally. And I think that's the coolest way, because not very often do I get a game with at least, you know, I'll probably have a skunk, I'll probably have a T-Rex, but dog and shrimp, I hardly get games with those in there. And, you know, getting those two in there, I think that's pretty fun. This game is actually from a while ago, though. So, I've had a few of them backed up. And at first, I don't even think I was going for a level 3 shrimp. I was just playing normally, and the level 3... Or I started to get a lot of shrimps, the game was going really well, and I was like, let's go for level 3 shrimp. Of course, I'd buy every single one of them as they show up. And it just worked out really well. Because, like, we're on turn 12 here, 8 wins. We only need 2 more shrimp, and I feel like, you know, things are going very well. Poodle is probably a very good pickup here. We've got one of each tier. So that's nice. And another chocolate, even. The good thing about this is I don't have to buy every chocolate. If I did, I would be screwed. So I can freeze the chocolate for next turn and hopefully get it. But yeah, this was such a nice, smooth game. The only thing that I would have to worry about is here finding my last shrimp, which in this case it's a chocolate, so I don't get my T-Rex buff this turn, which is actually very detrimental. Not getting the extra plus 10, plus 5 kind of fucking kills me in this round. Also, I get sniped hard from that snake-tiger combo. But we end up tying, so every tie now past this round, or every loss, is very bad. This is what ruins runs for me, because if I see a single shrimp, I have to get rid of Poodle or T-Rex, and that basically means I lose. And that's what happens, for example, with the lobster one. I had the level 3 lobster, but the game would go so long because I kept losing or tying, and then the game's just over because I have to buy more lobsters. And again, I tie, and we're getting dangerous here. Getting real dangerous. But at this point, I see another chocolate, and I'm like, whew, thank you. So, I'm saved yet another day. But yeah, probably took me about 10 tries for this, so not too difficult. It was really fun, too. I love shrimp, so hopefully we'll keep them going. And I think the next one will buy every tier 2 unit, so tell me what you think of that. But anyways, like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching, and you know what? Have a wonderful day.